You have tuned in to Be the Voice podcast, where we are using our voices to shatter the silence by promoting healing from past trauma, aiming for victorious living, and uplifting the work to improve our communities. It's time to be informed, encouraged, and empowered with your favorite host, Dee Marie. Well, good morning, evening, wherever you are, and welcome to Be the Voice podcast. This is your host, Dee Marie, and this is a new series we're about to do. I guess somewhat of a series. February, if you did not catch it, please go back and catch it. It was called Relationship Status, and sorry, my glasses are looking a little weird here. It was called Relationship Status, and we had the whole month of February where we did talked about relationships and love, singles, newlyweds, dating, and married. So if you have not seen those episodes, go back and check those out. But we got another amazing one today. But before we get started, I want you to know that Be the Voice podcast is actually brought to you by Voices Magazine. And Voices Magazine is an online magazine that is tailored to the voices of sexual abuse survivors. And in the magazine, you will you'll see a feature story of one of the survivors that we feature in the magazine. And you would get the Counselor's Corner, Healthy Living, Tips and Safety, Fashion, Beauty. And we also spotlight organizations that are actually doing the work in the community. So if you want to get a copy, you can go to vocesmagazine.com, and that's VOSAS magazine.com. And if you're looking for resources, you can email us at info@vocesmagazine.com, and that's info@VOSASmagazine.com. Now, we do have a brand new issue, and it's the first issue of 2023 of Voices Magazine that is coming out in March. So this is March, but it's coming out this month. Super excited about it. We have a phenomenal lady that's going to be the feature story, which is Sarah White. And you definitely want to read it and hear her amazing story. And if you are not a survivor and you're thinking like, well, I really don't want to read that because it seems like it's for sexual abuse survivors, I want you to know that the magazine is for anybody. So anybody can read it. You would definitely be informed, encouraged, and empowered. So I just strongly suggest that you get your copy, read it, get encouraged. And even if, you have things in your past that you want to overcome, the people in the magazine, they will help you with that, just with their stories and just hearing how they have overcome past issues. So again, you can get a copy at vocesmagazine.com, and that's VOSAS magazine.com. Well, let's get started with today's episode. And what do I always say? I'm so excited because I am. So today we are going to have a conversation about girl talk. So March is actually Women's History Month. And because of that, we want to talk about womanhood, motherhood, just things that we have gone through. And this is going to be a conversation between me and a good friend of mine. And just girls come in and just listen, and we want to hear you guys chime in, and we're just going to have a great conversation. Well, I'm going to bring in our guest today, and her name is none other than Dr. Dawn Richards. Let's bring her in the studio. Dr. Richards, how are you?
Hello. I'm doing grand. How about yourself?
I am good. So glad to have you on the podcast. We have been friends for...
I was just trying to calculate. I don't know.
A long time.
Over 10 years.
Definitely over 10 years. Over 10 years. So, but before we get started, go ahead and introduce yourself and just tell the people a little bit about you.
Well, hey, everybody. Be the Voice land. I am Dr. Richards, Dawn Richards, just Dawn, Dr. Dawn, whatever you feel like calling me. Just don't call me out of my name.
Right.
And I am a child of the Most High God.
Yes.
Proud to be. I have two wonderful children, Lance and Brianna. I have an awesome godson. His name is Brandon. I have a lot of other godchildren too, but Brandon lives with me, so I acknowledge him. And then my niece, Araya. She's 10. I am a proud graduate of the illustrious Fisk University in Nashville, Tennessee, home of the Fisk, world-renowned Fisk Jubilee Singers. I also taught business education in the Ferguson-Florissant School District for a little over 20 years. So I'm an educator. That is my passion, is helping young people recognize their potential. So I love working with young people. I am the owner of Dawn's Designs, where I create a myriad of things. They are custom items. I also have items on the website too, but everything is custom made. Invitations, flyers. I don't like to advertise too much because only certain people get certain privileges and stuff. But definitely invitations, t-shirts, custom t-shirts, specializing in rhinestone t-shirts, bling bling, because I likes the bling. And I do that, as well as I am by my employer is the state of Missouri. I work for the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. I'm a career pathways director for the St. Louis region. So I connect schools, post-secondary programs, and industry to talk about what needs to be done to prepare students to go into the workforce or to be college and career ready. My big baby, I am the founder and executive director of the Titus II Foundation. That is my heart, my passion. So all listening out there, give us some money. I'm just kidding, but we do need money.
She's laughing, but very serious.
Laughing, but very serious. Yes, LBVS in
Right.
internet. But the Titus II Foundation, our motto is connecting family, school, and community, because I think that's important. A lot of our young people fall through the cracks, and I'm not talking about our target audience is those middle of the road kids and students from non-traditional families. So you could be in foster care, being raised by your granny or my niece, by your aunt, just non-traditional, not typical mother, father, families. And those middle of the road kids, they don't have to be 3.0 and above. They don't have to be lowest of the low. Just those ones in the middle that need that extra push. We provide
those ones that are kind of overlooked a little bit.
Exactly. Those they tend to fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
And if they had those extra tools and resources and motivation, it's no telling what, not to say they can't be successful, but how much more successful they would be with that extra push and tools and resources. So, and we give away scholarships and provide career planning and preparation for them and follow them throughout their academic career. So that's me in a nutshell. I'm turning 50 in 11 days.
Right.
I'll be the big 50, and I'm proud about it.
Yes.
I'm proud about it.
Yes.
I love the beach. I love to travel. I love kicking it with my girls. With Dee Marie, we talk and laugh all the time. All the time. We just talk and laugh.
Yeah.
So that's me in a nutshell. You think anything I left out, you think?
No, I think you got it all. I was waiting for Titus II because I knew you were going to talk about that.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Titus II is my baby. I got my shirt on. If y'all can see. I don't know if y'all can see. I got my shirt on. Foundation. I said I'm gonna rep Titus II tonight. So, yep.
Yes. All right. Well, tonight we're going to get into some girl talk. Want to talk about, I was trying to get my banner on here, but you try to create stuff and it don't go the way you want it to. So
technical,
right. So we're going to take it off and leave our names on there.
We're going to Wop don't make an appearance. He's trying.
And talk about Wop. Wop is your baby too.
My granddog. So he really is trying to make an appearance over here, but hopefully he don't do too much. I'm gonna mute and tell him to climb so I can get at him.
Because I knew it. I knew he was coming. He said, "Hey, I need to be on there too."
Yeah, okay. He went on. He been a good boy. So he went on and got on in his little spot. So he about to go back to sleep, I'm sure.
Okay, so what are we going to talk about tonight? We're going to have some girl talk. So again, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, that this is Women's History Month. And, before we get started, shout out to all the women that before us, our moms, our aunties, our ancestors, people who are in the spotlight, Black women who have come before us. and allowed us to be here. So now that we can have things like Titus 2, be the voice.
Moving forward.
Yes, moving forward. All of that, because there were women before us that took on, roles that at that time they didn't even really have an option to do it, but they fought and they made it happen, and now here we are. So definitely shout out to all of those. We appreciate all of those that have come before us. So where do we start? I guess we could start from, because I want to talk about everything from motherhood to purpose to, how does that align now that our kids are grown? How did we transition into, being mothers of grown kids versus when they were young? I mean, so much we could talk about tonight.
Prayer.
Look, that's a big one, because let me tell you, and I know, like going from, when the kids were little, so Dawn and I are single moms, and we went from when the kids were younger, and now all of our kids are grown. They still, in the house, some of them, some are not, but, and we had to transition from, when they were younger to now they're an adult. And let me tell you, that is a transition. It was not easy.
It's not. And I actually think, as they were younger was easier.
I do too.
You would tend to think that, when you're going through it as a single mother, you tend to, we supported each other a lot. And of course, I had support from my mom and my grandma. I had some supports in place. But when you're going through it alone at that time, you think it's like, oh my God, is this ever going to end? You struggle to do stuff. I remember having the two of them, and they have to be two different places at the same time. God. It's like, how the heck am I going to do this? and breaking down like I just can't do this,
yes.
losing my mind. But as we transitioned, and they went away to college. College didn't worry as much because it's still, you kind of got them under your reign a little bit.
Yeah, because you still kind of
guiding them,
telling
them what to do.
Yes,
because you paying for college, or you still making it financially on their
own. So you still have someone to say so. Yes,
but when they now, it's difficult to watch them go through things that you want to try to save them from or keep them from making the mistakes that you made, or and it's just like, man, you worry a whole lot more because you're not in control of their environments and what they do.
Yeah,
like when they were younger, you can determine who's going to be their friends. You really can, to a degree. No, you can't go here, no, you can't go there. But now it's not so much about friends, but just their lives in general. Are they protected? Like I worry about my daughter. She's 25. I worry about her driving by herself at night. Just things like that you are not in control of. So that's where your faith has to come in. And like, God, I entrusted them to you. I have to trust you that you're going to protect them and that they will be okay.
And they'll be okay. Yes. Because I know, even, Trey, my oldest one, he travels, a lot.
All over the world.
And I just have to get used to it. I mean, because obviously that's going to be his life. I can't say you got to stay here in St. Louis and you got to stay in my house. And, he grown. So he goes.
You can't tell him none of that.
Right. For, any of the listeners or viewers, like he goes to China. He's been to Vietnam. Like, he's been to Italy. Like he's always traveling. And I just, God, you got to have him, because I can't worry, all day and all night. And then one time, I never forget, he called and he was like, because he was in Vietnam, and they went to Thailand, I believe, to the elephants, to see the elephants. And he was like, oh, the elephant sat on my leg and broke it. And I was like, what? Oh my God. Like freaking out. He was like, I'm just kidding. I was like, don't do that.
No, you can't play with me like that.
You cannot play, because
I'll be the went and got a passport and on my way over there.
Right. Like, I can't get kind of stuff quickly. So don't do that. But even going back to what you said, like when they were younger and they had to be in two different places. I remember one time Trey and Ty both had events at the same time. One of them was across the street from each other. And I was like, how am I going to do this? I can't cut myself in half and go here and go there. So I think I just kind of went a little bit here and stayed and then
We make
left
it work.
across
We
the
work it
street.
out.
Right. We had to work it out. But I think that as women, we do that. Like we will juggle a million things and be tired as that thing. And we still smile.
Exhausted.
Yes. And still smile through it. Smile through it.
Mentally and physically.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, add that because sometimes, you know, you like, I don't know why I'm so tired. It's like, girl, you've been running around like a crazy person. That's why you're tired. You know, you running a marathon. But I like I think about, you know, because Lance is not here. Lance doesn't live with me. So Lance is in another state. Now that is because if I call and he don't answer the phone, if I call him one time, I'm like, okay, you know, I'll be in my feelings a little bit. I'm like, okay, maybe he was busy, you know, he whatever. But if I call again or text and he don't answer, I have to threaten him and like, listen, can you send me a thumbs up or something? Because you know I'm the type that I will hop on
Will
that highway
worry.
and come
Yes.
see if you are right and just
Yeah.
make sure you're okay, you know. And I think they get so busy with their lives sometimes they tend to, you know, forget that just I'm not asking to know every single thing you're doing every minute of the day. Just let me know you're okay.
Yeah.
And that's a reassurance in itself. Like after I talk to him, I feel so much better. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, you know, I'm like,
Right. I'm good now.
I'm
Yeah. Just let
good.
me hear from you.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Yes.
just heard from you and it made me feel better. And I'm, you know, my day made my day better and I'm okay now. I don't have to worry as much because I got to
Yeah.
hear your voice and I can tell how you feeling by hearing your voice, you know. So.
Right. Yeah. Now, do you think it's okay? So I want to talk about purpose a little bit because and this has to do with motherhood and children too. But so you know, I used to think too, like, and we just have a real girl talk tonight. This real talk. So I used to look at my life like when in my 20s, I was married and pregnant. I felt like that's all I did. I was married and all I had, I just felt like I was pregnant my entire 20s. Okay, I got 3 kids, but I just felt like I was always pregnant. And so when I had turned 30, I actually felt kind of like, man, I didn't really have my 20s, you know, because I got married young and I had kids. And I was like, man, I didn't even really, because, you know, other people in their 20s were partying and you know, kicking it and doing the 20s thing. And I felt for a while, I felt like, man, I didn't get that. You know, I feel like I was missing something. And then at the time, you know, I was struggling in my 20s, you know, trying to raise these kids, making sure they had food, you know, all this kind of stuff. So when they got older, I would look back and think, man, you know, for a long time, I looked at it as like a hard time in my life, you know, but God checked me one time and was like, that wasn't necessarily, it wasn't a hard time in your life. You were raising your family, you were raising kids. And now I don't even look at it as that. But for a time as a woman, I felt like that was just my life. And I was kind of almost like not unsatisfied, but I feel like I should have done things a little differently, you know, but that was my assignment for that time is raising those kids, but it pays off because look at our kids now.
I know that's right. Proud of all of them. They
You
doing the
know what I'm
doggone
saying?
thing.
Yeah.
And I think too, to speak to that, what you saying, you know, in our 20s, I'm gonna commend you because every woman that had kids at, you know, as early as we did, like some had them earlier than we did, but every woman wasn't taking responsibility,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
for their children and
Right.
sacrificing. You know, I felt like once I had kids, my life was no longer my own. You know,
Right.
at that time
At that
period,
time.
to a degree, I had to make sure, you know, I brought these kids into this world, whether it was the ideal situation or not. You know, it is what it is. Now God has given me stewardship over them, so now I got to do what I'm supposed to do to
Right.
make sure that they're taken care of, and that included a lot of sacrifices.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Yes. A lot of sacrifice.
And that's I attribute that to being not my full purpose, but a part of my purpose.
A part. Yes.
Being
Yes.
experiencing those things helped me recognize my purpose. And it was part of my journey because who's to say that I would have as much of appreciation for the things where I am now if I hadn't gone through what I had gone through.
Yes.
You know.
I agree because I think I do appreciate my life now because of you know, my children and raising them and seeing them and even seeing them now, you know, like, you know, I'm proud of them. So, you know, it's like that makes me happy
And
and
your labor
realize,
wasn't in vain.
and it wasn't in vain at all, at all, at all. And I was young then, but now we still young. And I
I,
can't
I don't care. 50, 50, I don't care. I got friends that's 50 that's got little kids. So
right. You know, we now look, we go to the beach, we can go to New York,
we can do
okay?
whatever we
We can
want to
do
do.
whatever we want to.
And we're gonna do that. That's we're gonna do that.
Yes, yes. So now that you are at a point in your life where your kids are older, so do you feel like your assignment has changed, or have you, like you said, you kind of found your purpose? Do you feel like you have more of a I guess more clarity of God's assignment for you, or your purpose, or, you know, sometimes I think our purpose, our assignments can change a little bit.
Yeah,
So
they can. I think they
yeah,
do. I agree with that. I think they evolve.
yeah,
I think as you're going along your journey, I think your purpose is your purpose. I think
yeah.
it
Okay, right.
changes, but the direction of your purpose may change. I don't necessarily think your purpose changes.
Changes.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
everything you do is somewhat tied to your purpose. And
Mhm.
whether you recognize it or not, you figure that out. You like, oh, that's why I'm, met so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's why we connected together. That's why that was supposed to be that way. And I think you as we, mature, I'm not gonna say get older, as we mature.
As we mature, yes. As
And
we get
gain
better with time.
as we get better with time and gain more wisdom, we start to
Yeah,
see how those experiences we had have helped us to
yeah,
grow and
yeah.
become, what because who's to say that, I'll just use you as an example. You said in college you wanted to go into journalism.
Uh-huh.
And
Right.
you being the voice, you got Vosas, who we have this idea of what things are supposed to look like.
Yes.
And when they don't go that way, then you consider it as a failure, so to speak, or like, oh man, woulda, shoulda, coulda. But it's like, no, everything that we've experienced, I think, is tied to our purpose and helping us find our purpose.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
All the mistakes we've made,
Yes.
Bad decisions, good decisions, people we've met along the way, everything that we've experienced is tied. I believe it's tied to purpose.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
It just helps you. It gives you more and more clarity as you go on. And not to say that it's gonna be mapped out perfect, because shoot, how long it took me to get to where I am, but I just use Titus 2. I remember talking about Titus 2. And my board, some of my board members can attest to it. I remember talking about it and just saying, I really would like to do this, and this is how I want it to look like. And it happened.
Yes, yes.
And I'm still speaking life into it and saying how I want it to be and declaring, and I believe it's gonna happen. It's not ever in our timing, it's in God's timing, because you could never tell me. This is gonna be another conversation, but you can never tell me that I would be single for 17 years.
Right.
After, losing my husband. You would never be able to tell me that, and we got married, after 10, we had been together for 10 years, 2 kids later. I always say that 10 years and 2 kids later, we got married. And then he was murdered. So it's like, what's that about? You start thinking, but that helped me grow.
Yeah.
It gave me strength as getting through that. And I just, again, it's tied to my purpose, because I want to help women like me who were single parents, whether it was you lost your husband or whatever, just that whole dynamic of being a single mother and navigating that single mother is tied to my purpose.
Right. And I think, honestly, even talks like this and things that we're doing is going to help people who are listening to encourage them. Because I
Mhm.
thought about that too. How do I encourage my next sister who is, coming behind me and has kids and, may not be with the dad and,
Absolutely.
and she finds herself where she got to raise these kids. But for her to look at us and to say they did it, you know what I'm saying? To me, it's like, okay, girl, you can do it too. You can do it too. You can do it too. Now, I also want to talk about how important it is to have a support system, especially like your girls or even family. But, we have a girl talk tonight. So I really want to talk about like having your girls and girls that you can trust. Because I know a lot of times, unfortunately, women don't always get along, but I do.
Mhm.
And well, I know it because I have good friends
Mhm.
that there are people, God places in your life for that reason to be that support system.
Mhm. And I think I agree 100%. Having a circle, and I want to be clear. I might upset some folks, but I'm telling everybody, I'm about to be 50. I don't care. Um, you have to be careful because even in your circle or your group of friends or whatever, you
Uh-huh.
can't share everything with everybody.
Right.
So
Right.
you got to have the wisdom and the discernment to know who to share things with.
Right.
Who you can, because I always say, I got a group of friends that I can tell any and everything. I would share my, you know, lowest of low, whatever my deepest, darkest secrets with. And I know they're going to keep it with them. And I know
Right.
they're going to keep it real with me and be honest with me and not, I don't need a yes man in my corner. I don't
Right.
need somebody that's just going to tell me what I want to hear. I need somebody that's going to keep it real with me
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
be raw with me and give me the real raw uncut truth. Because
Yeah.
if you see me acting crazy and you steady feeding it, then are you really my friend?
Yeah. That's true. That's
Do
very.
you know that support system? I know what you're going through. I know what you're experiencing. Just out of my heart, I'm gonna help you because I don't know. I might need you in that same way one day.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
But that's just me by nature.
Mm.
As a friend, I know I'm a very, like I'm not bragging or anything, but I know because it's just my heart. I'm a loyal friend. I'm just gonna be there for my friends, my good girlfriends. Everybody don't get the
Yeah.
privilege of knowing everything about me.
Right.
It's I got a circle that can get it all. See
Mm-hmm.
me, the real raw, uncut me. But I also, and I have, I like to categorize my friends. Because I don't want nobody calling me, well, Aunt, which kind of friend am I?
Right. So
Good
you don't
friend,
have to tell the categories.
Well, I am. My closest are close.
Uh-huh.
I've shared this with you before. My closest are close. That hands down, can share anything. That's my smallest circle, and then I got my really close friends that I'm comfortable, but sometimes I may not give it all.
Right.
It's not anything to do with them. It's just that
Mm-hmm.
that you just know. Spirit knows.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You just know. Um, and then people that I'm good friends with, and I'll be there for them, support them, whatnot.
Yeah.
They may not know my deepest, darkest secrets,
Right. Right. Right.
and I think that's okay to have, because I ain't gonna have 100 people I share everything with.
Yeah. 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 Yeah,
You
that's
know.
it was a TD Jakes quote. No, I'm not going to get it right, but basically, find someone that you can share your burdens with, but that you trust. I know that is not what the quote is, but it was something like that. But I believe that, and I believe it's important for us to have that group, and then, like you said, know who is in what group. Who to share what with and who not to. I think
And
that
it's
is
important for me because I don't have sisters. So,
okay.
I always wanted sisters growing up. But I did. It was just me and my brother. So, like, love him to death, but I can't tell him
Right. Not
everything.
like
Like,
you
you
can.
got girl stuff. You can't. I'm like, let me
Yeah.
call my brother talking about girl stuff. But so that's why that's important to me as well. Having a support system, because those are like having sisters. And my love life is quality time. So I get on the phone with my friends, talk all day long about nothing. just sit up laughing and talking. And I'll add, it's also especially important for me to have that support from my good girlfriends because I've lost my mom. So I don't I'm missing that maternal. So I cling closer to my friends because of that. Because one, I didn't have sisters, and then I don't my mom's no longer here. So I need that female. We need that.
We need that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree with you too. And one thing that I love about even my circle is everybody knows me. I love laughing. I laugh all day, every day. But just to have that good, those fun times, even maybe some serious times. I remember one thing really even about our friendship is when me and my sister came out about the sexual abuse, and we shared that with you and Andrea, and you guys truly, truly supported us in a very, very tough time, but you guys were there for us. And that is, I think all of women need those girlfriends that you can go to when you like, okay, y'all, I don't know what I'm about to do, how I'm going to do this. And sometimes you don't even have to say anything. You just be there, just pray for them, just be there. You don't always have to give advice.
No.
You don't have to tell them what they need to do. It's just be there as a friend and just listen. Because sometimes all we need is an ear just to listen.
That's it. Because, and sometimes, like you said, you just want to vent. And it's like, you might have some friends that's like, well, you could. And, but I don't want to hear it. I just called to tell you what happened. I didn't ask you what you thought. I just called to tell you what happened. Why you got to give me, advice? I don't need mama right now. I don't need what to do. I didn't ask what to do. I'm just
all I need is just let me get this out, and I'll work it out. Yeah.
And sometimes then once you get it out, I might be like, okay, now sis, let's process this. Could we have done it a little differently? But I'm not in the middle of. I'm not gonna be like, that wasn't right. You ain't trying to hear that. And then and when you do that, you tend to stop calling those people because you
right. You do.
Fuss at me or them like, no. I need one of them friends where even when I'm wrong, we be going, okay, what we getting ready to do? what we gonna do? So what you want to do? And then afterwards, we repent later. But what you want to do?
Right, like look, my ride or die. Let's go.
Ride or die. We gonna do it together. We gonna get. Let's ride it out.
Yes. And also, as women, and let me just say this too. I just want to preface this. Girl talk is not male bashing, because I love my men. I love my black men.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, because a lot of times men be like, yeah, y'all get together and male bash. No, we're not male bashing. We love y'all.
We do. And we want to uplift y'all.
Yes, yes.
Celebrate you because we want you.
Because we need you.
We need you. Right.
We need you. Yes. And we want to celebrate. So girl talk has nothing to do with male bashing at all. Not on place. We don't do that. We don't do that here. But so another thing I want to talk about too is therapy. For us women, and really anybody, but since we're having girl talk, but I think a lot of times, and I'm guilty of trying to, and we talked about this earlier today. I think it was today, but anyway, about kind of holding things in and not saying nothing because sometimes you don't want to burden people. Because I'm good for that. I am good too. For holding stuff in. I don't always like to be vulnerable, but when I talk to my therapist, like talking to her, because I have a therapist,
and so do I.
Therapy
is like one of them. Something get you one,
right? Get you one, yes.
Everybody need one. I don't care.
You get a therapist.
You think you're doing?
You get a therapist.
Yeah,
yes.
Get you one too.
Get you one because it is so important. Even if you don't think that there's anything going on, just, just like, the mental checkup, like a physical checkup, nothing wrong with getting a mental checkup. You
And
know
you
what?
can meet with them once a month, once every,
Yeah.
it don't have to be every week or every day. Whatever thing. It could be
Yep.
at
And
your
you'll
when you
find
feel like
out, yes. And then you find out things that you want to talk about. You didn't even think you were going to talk about,
it.
But I know that as women, we hold so many hats and we just run, run, run. And we one day we're nurse, we're a lawyer, we're a
We're
maid.
therapists.
Yes, like we have so many hats that
Mhm.
sometimes you have to sit down with somebody and allow them to help you figure those things out. But I
Absolutely.
know my therapist has been phenomenal in my life.
Mhm.
She has told me some things that I take with me and some exercises that I actually use when I'm going through something. I'm like, okay, but she said this, so let me go ahead and use this in this situation, and I try to work that out, but it's some tools that I have that she's helped me with. But so how do you think that's important? Which I know you do, but I kind of want you to talk about that a little bit as well.
So I absolutely am a advocate fan of therapy because I feel like it's a perspective from somebody that
Yeah.
um doesn't know you. They're not biased. They don't have an opinion of you. They're just listening to you and forming an unbiased opinion or giving you tools and resources to deal with how you feeling. And then they may see things, pull stuff out of you that you didn't know was there. Like I'll be, for an example, after my mom passed, I went through counseling when I was in college. The campus, because somebody broke my heart, so I
Yeah.
felt like
Yeah.
but she helped me see things a lot. So that was kind of my first experience with counseling, was when I was in college. And then after my mom passed, I went to therapy. Tried a couple of them out, and I found one that I liked. But over time, I thought, okay, I think I was seeing her maybe about a year, and I was like, well, I'm cool now, so I don't really need one. So I stopped going. Um, and then I think you can stop, or you get in your mind, or maybe getting too personal for you sometimes. So therapy is not easy.
No, it's not.
It is difficult because you
Yeah.
find things out about yourself, and then or it evokes certain feelings that you didn't know were there. And if you don't want to deal with it, then you like, okay, I'm
And you
just
gotta be truthful.
and you got to be truthful. So
Yeah.
I found myself back in a place. So I went back, and I have a new therapist now, and I love her. We've just had a few sessions, but she has enlightened me. And you do have to be willing to go through the process and willing to listen. It does hurt sometimes. You can't get offended. You got to be willing to accept the truth about what they're saying,
Yeah.
and just think about it. That's why you don't go. I don't think every day is really helpful
Right.
unless you need that. But like, we meet every 3 weeks. So that gives me time to process the things that we talked about, things that she said, to help me be like, you know what? I never thought of it from that perspective.
Right.
And maybe I should, consider doing
Doing
it
it. Yep.
differently, or doing something different, because we're not the authority on anything. And they professional. They go through, they talk to all these people and they say things. And sometimes therapists have their own therapists.
Yes, they do. I'm sure probably all of them have their own
Yeah,
therapist.
it's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with it. And I know when they get licensed, they go through intense training in therapy themselves,
Yeah.
to so that they can know what it feels like, and
Yeah.
develop that compassion um,
Yeah.
for
Yes.
people. But shoot, if I could pay for it for everybody, I love it. I wish it was free for people.
Yeah.
Um,
Something that you said that was key is that you said, you had a couple of therapists. And I want to point that out because sometimes people will go to a therapist and they say, well, this didn't work for me. So then they're done. But
nope.
if one doesn't work, try another one.
Try
Like,
another,
yeah, just keep trying until you find that therapist that
and
works.
you'll find one.
Yes, you
You'll
will.
find one.
You
You just
will.
it's like trying on shoes. You,
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
When you find the right one, like, okay,
Yep.
this is the
Oh,
shoe.
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
This is the one. When
You
you
know.
find the right one and you stick with that person and you come to develop a relationship with that person,
Yeah.
they begin to know you a little more, and then you feel comfortable when they call you on something or confront you about something that you've done or said or whatever you're dealing with at the time, and they can
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, they will. And they're not there to really tell you what to do. They kind of help you through
Like a
those.
coach.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
To be there with you as you go through those times and kind of get, even deal with some past things that they want to help you get through that so you can be a better you and be a better person. Because like they always say, and I know we hear this analogy all the time, it's like on the airplane when they tell you to put the oxygen mask on yourself first
Mm-hmm.
before kid, because if you aren't well for you, you definitely can be well for anyone else.
And then that stuff start coming out.
Yes, in all kinds of ways.
You can't have help. You wondering why you arguing or mad all the time, or you wondering why you can't have a healthy relationship, or you keep choosing the same type of men, or the same things keep happening to you. It's like maybe you want to consider taking a look inward and seeing what's going on and get somebody to help you through that, because we can look inward, but if you're not a person that's really honest, you're gonna make it to be what you want it to be, and you need another perspective to be like, no, that's I didn't see that, like I don't see that. I think it's that way, and I really I appreciate it because they do call you.
Yeah. Yep.
And you might get offended for a minute. When the lady told me I was codependent, I was like,
you like, wait a minute. What?
And then she told me, read this, go get this book and read this book. And I started reading that book. I was like, excuse you? Like, I know you're not
like, wait a minute. Does that
be all up in my business like that. This, like,
yeah.
And she was like, it made you mad, didn't it? And I was like, it did.
But we need things like that. We need things like
absolutely.
That. And I think too, back to our friends, is sometimes, I mean, not to talk about everything in our therapy, but just to also talk to them about it, and like, let me bounce this off of you. Cause I've told you some things my therapist said, let me tell you what she said. And I was like, what? Cause they will call you out, but to also have those girlfriends that you can talk to and kind of bounce some things off of each other so that we can be better, because the whole purpose of it really is to be a better person than we were yesterday.
And I'll say this, we having girl talk, but I love to see good, healthy friendships, like female, and then male. I love to see that bonding.
Between a man and a woman and their friends. Yes.
Yeah, because you think about like I look at think about the Bible, like who's that, David and what was it Jonathan? What was his Saul's son's name? Was it Jonathan?
I think it was Jonathan.
And how much they loved each other and their their friendship. I think about how Ruth followed Naomi.
Yeah.
And that dynamic. God put those relationships in the earth for a reason. He didn't mean for us to just be male and you go get married and then that's it. It's like, no, there's relationships for a reason. And I think friendship, that's one of my favorite relationships is with my friends, because we laugh, man. That it's nothing like being able to, or when something go on and you can just give a look. or something happened and then you text and then you like, and then you just look and then we just bust out laughing before when you call, we busting out laughing because we already know.
Right.
That's healthy. And I think us encouraging each other to have therapy, that helps strengthen your relationships, because you becoming a better person, for yourself, and not just your friendships, but all your relationships. It helps strengthen that. Or when you do the work, you got to do the work.
Okay, when you do the work, because it is work. And two, calling your friends out on some things like, girl, come on now. you know, you shouldn't be doing that, or like, what you doing, you know? But
Mm-hmm.
all of it really is just to build each other up and
Mm-hmm.
to, like they say, iron sharpens iron. Just to, you know, be there with your girls or your, you know, friends, and even we do like girl trips. I don't know if we've done a girl trip yet, but I'm ready for one.
We
Speaking
did
of girl trip,
when we
yeah.
went to the
Oh
conference.
yeah, yes. I'm sorry, we went to Atlanta. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. I'm ready for. I'm ready for
And
another
that
one.
was so much fun because
That was
I
so much
mean, we
fun.
cracked up in that car, and
Yeah.
it's just, you know, just from the night when we drove up and was like, we,
With the Airbnb, the Airbnb was a little sketchy. Like,
yeah, at nighttime, like, we ain't staying. But you know, just it's just and being able to share with each other and you know, laugh, cry together, you
yeah,
know, go
yeah,
through things together to know that we're not alone in, you
yes.
know, in those things. And I look at the event we went to the other day, women's empowerment. Now, you know, I'm cool with. I love the event was great. Don't get me
It
wrong.
was, it was excellent.
Uh, but I got to meet new people. You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it just, I don't know, that whole the dynamic of females coming together, because you look at people always think that women are catty, and women can be catty.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but we also have great relationships with, you know, when you true friendships, you know, that, and I think the key word is true
It's
friendship.
true. Yeah,
True,
yes,
genuine
yes.
friendship where I don't have to talk to you every day, or if you go out with so and so
Oh
and
my God.
I ain't, why you ain't invite me? Why
Oh
you
my. Hey,
not?
look, can we talk about that, please? Like, it's okay to have other friends. Okay. Yeah.
Low maintenance friendships are the
Yeah.
best friendships to me.
Yeah. It's
You know,
like,
somebody I don't want, like, what, why I can't have other people?
I,
If I want to
yeah.
invite, this was me and her, my time with her.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Like,
never understood that. I don't understand why people get upset when, like, okay, I never understood that. I never will understand it. But, like, I don't own anybody. People can do whatever they
yeah.
want to.
Now, the
Um,
only time I probably would get offended, so take the girl chat group. All y'all go, but y'all didn't say nothing to me. Like, why y'all ain't call me? All y'all went and didn't, you know, didn't call me. Why wasn't I included? How is everybody there but me? Now I might say something then, but
yeah.
other than that, it's like we don't have to be with this.
Right. I'm like, really? They all went and didn't ask me?
Yeah, you
Right.
look and you like, what is, you be up like, what do you get with this?
I
Like,
want to have fun too. Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
know about it. And then that's when I say something. I'll say something then. But other than that, you know, you everybody not, you're not gonna do something all the time. And if I don't talk to you for 2 or 3 days, like we talk
Like,
all
it's
the time,
okay.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't like,
That's
you ain't call me, you ain't text. We
one thing
ain't married.
of our low maintenance friendships, and low maintenance as like, I'm gonna talk to you, you know, for like my friend Sherman. We have probably the lowest maintenance friendship in the world. Like, we may not talk for months,
Mm-hmm.
but when we do, it's like we never lost
You
touch.
pick up where you left off.
We pick up exactly where we
Like
left
you
off.
just talked to her
And
yesterday.
yeah,
It ain't no big
and
deal
it's
because
all
that
good.
love is there.
Yeah,
That relationship is there. Y'all both know you got lives and you know things,
yeah,
but it don't change anything. It
yeah.
doesn't,
And I'm gonna say
just
something.
because I don't talk to you every day, all day,
Right, right. Like, she called
doesn't
me
mean.
yesterday because we went to the Working Women's Survival Show,
Mm-hmm,
and we got new bras. And
mm-hmm.
he called me and said, "Girl, you get your bra in the mail?" I said, "Girl, yes, I got it." You know, we stuff like that. You know, it's just, you could just laugh and just, you know, have fun with your friends. I mean, to me,
Mm-hmm.
it's nothing like some good friends, girlfriends. Nothing
Some
like
good laughter,
girl talk. Yes, some good
a
laughter.
good
Food.
cackle down in your, like rolling on, slapping your knee, cracking up. I love it. I love it.
I
I
love
use
it.
the example too. My friends, some of my friends from college, like, of course, they don't. Well, some of them live right here in the city,
Uh-huh.
but we don't talk all the time. But when we do get together, we know it's all love. We still, you know, we might have to do some catching up, like how the kids, what you been up to. I didn't know
Yeah,
that, you know, blah blah blah. But
yeah,
it's still, the love is still there. It's not
yeah,
um, you know, like, I ain't calling her because she didn't, you know.
Right.
I ain't heard from her. She don't call. She don't never come to nothing. She don't. It's not like that. It's just life is life, and we pick up when we can.
Yeah.
Now let
Yeah.
me say this about, we can be in a while we talking about friendships and low maintenance. I sometimes it takes me a while to get there, but I had to do my old coworkers like this, and if they see this, I don't care because it's the truth. I tell them, if I'm always inviting you to something, you invite me to stuff, I come. I support you. I come do things, but when I invite you to something, it's like you always busy or you always got something. It's like I after a while, after so many try, I'm not gonna invite you no more. I'm just be like,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna come no way. So why am I wasting my time? And then when you ask me, why you invite me? Because you don't ever come. And I'm always coming and supporting you. I think it has to be uh
It's kind of, I guess.
and it ain't no 50-50 or
Yeah.
whatever, but it should be some give and take. It should be
Yeah.
reciprocal. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be you doing all the work and the other person just, it's like
Yeah.
they riding your coattails or something,
Right. Right.
to a degree.
Right.
Like don't do that. If if it's not, I saw a reel one time about, if the relationship is not benefiting them, or the event or whatever is not benefiting them, then they don't participate. Although
Yeah.
you are always supporting them and there for them, but you don't get that same love back. And not to
Right.
say that you have to do it all the time,
Yeah.
but
But
I need to feel like
yeah.
I can count on you for something,
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's because you don't want it to be one sided. Where
No,
yeah,
no, it
yeah,
shouldn't be. That's not a
yeah.
friendship. If it's one sided to me, that's not a friendship.
Right. That
Like,
is
I
true.
can talk to
Yeah.
myself. Me,
Yeah.
I do better. Me having a conversation, and I'll take me out then. I won't worry about
Yeah.
asking you. But yeah, it kind of stuff, or jealous friendships.
Yeah, I can't do those either. Because and that's another thing too. I'm glad you mentioned that. Is that as women, we don't have to be jealous of anybody. No one has to be jealous of me. I shouldn't have to be jealous of anybody. We all, one thing I look at it is like we all have our lives, and that is like whatever blessings you have, those blessings are tailored to you.
To
Whatever
you.
blessings I have, those blessings are tailored to me. You know what I'm saying? God gives you what you need for who you are, what your assignment is, so there is no need, because there's room for all of us.
It's a big old world.
Yes. And I don't care if I got this magazine and someone else has a magazine, we both can do it. You know why? There are billions of people in the world. We may not reach the same people, but there are people for us for
Mm-hmm.
our assignment. So
Mm-hmm.
we don't have to compete. We don't have to be jealous. We don't have to steal people's identity. You know what I'm saying? Where you trying to be this person. No, be you.
Be
Be who
you.
God created you to be, because that is what we need. We need you as you. We don't need you as me trying to be Dr. Dawn. I can't be Dr. Dawn because I'm not Dr. Dawn, but God gave me who I am because the world needs me for who I am. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I'm glad you said that, because we don't have to be jealous. And I know, like you said, women could be catty. Sometimes we can be jealous hearted and all of that, but we don't have to. There's room enough for all of us.
And I feel like if you are, sometimes people don't recognize that they are that way. Check
Yeah,
your
yeah,
check your heart.
yeah, yeah.
Think about it and be like, do I feel that way?
Right.
Examine. I'm a key advocate of
Me
self-examination.
too. Oh my gosh, me
You
too.
need to look in within
Yes,
yourself and
yes.
sit back and be like, do I do that? And if you're not sure, ask.
That's true.
Ask somebody. Of course, a lot of people don't, acknowledge jealousy, but what I see jealousy as is behind the scenes. You may be there again riding the coattails. You there because you don't want to miss out, or want to, but within yourself, you're not really happy for it. You're not genuinely
Right,
happy for their person,
right,
or you
right.
always have something negative to say, or
Mm-hmm.
well, so and so is like, shut up.
And if you're feeling that way, like acknowledge it. I mean, you ain't gotta go tell somebody, but acknowledge it within yourself and say, okay, you know what? Let me correct this because, I'm feeling this kind of way. I'm feeling envious. I'm feeling jealous or whatever. Let me check this so I can be happy for them and clap for my friends. Because I'm telling you, I want to clap for all of my friends. I don't want ever
Mhm.
get to
And
where I
that's
feel like,
just like I'll say for you, like we did a lot of stuff with moving forward, and when you get discouraged, that's my job. When I see you getting discouraged, to encourage you, to lift you up, to
right,
build you up. I don't
yeah,
want to tear you down and be like, well,
exactly,
yeah, you probably should. You
right,
probably should do something. No, they keep going. Keep you inspire me. You're inspiring to me. I need you to keep going. I
right,
need to see you doing this. That puts some fire under me to do what I'm supposed to do. When I see you thriving and winning and doing what you're supposed to
yeah,
do, it
yeah,
inspires me to want to thrive and win and do what I want to do. Let me get on my game. I don't want to get left behind.
right,
Dee
right,
out here living. I want to
yeah.
live. I don't want to be, sitting at home watching her have fun. I want to
Right.
go
I want to
too.
be on the yacht too. I want to
Yeah.
be at the beach and all of that. But yeah, I just want to I'm with you. Lift my girlfriends up. Lift my friends up because I want us all to win.
Mm-hmm.
I want us all to win. And I know we can. And that's nothing too. And I'm gonna say this. If you find yourself in a circle of people who are not I won't say not winning, but who are not,
Stagnant.
yes, who are stagnant, it's okay to find another circle. Like it's absolutely okay. Ask God, send me the circle that's going to help me elevate to where you want me to be. Because maybe the circle that I'm in is not doing that. And it's okay to do that. You can still love your circle.
You
It's
can
just
still
that
love
when I want to elevate and I need motivation, I have to go to my new circle because they are leveling up. And it's not putting anybody down. It's not anything. It's just like, you know what? I need a circle of elevation, you know.
it. And be
And
open.
because
When,
honestly, yeah,
when your
everybody
friends
can't
give you
go.
advice, I was gonna say
Yeah,
when they give you advice, be open to it. It may
yeah,
not necessarily work, but be open. Don't be like,
yeah.
I don't know what she talking about. I ain't I may be able to help
All
you.
right, I might know something. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Well, Dawn, this is just has been an awesome conversation.
And we can go on for hours and hours.
Forever, y'all. We can have girl talk for hours and hours and
Mhm.
hours. One thing I would love to do, and I keep saying I haven't done it yet, but I got to figure out how to do it, is have a time where we have a group of us just talking, like some sit on the floor and we just relax, maybe eating, maybe drinking something, just a group of us just having girl talk and we record live. I would love to have that where we just having some great conversation and we talking about maybe some deep topics, maybe some laughter, whatever. But I think it would be just something that would be phenomenal that people can tune in and just see us just having, girl talk and having a
Mhm.
girls' night.
Yep.
So I don't know
But
how
we
we
did good though, because we jumped, we stayed on topics, we
we
transitioned well. I think because we could talk again. We we get on phone, we stay on phone for hours just
for
talking
hours. Yeah.
about stuff. But I'm glad. I appreciate you for having me on. I appreciate you for continuing with Be the Voice. I know you started before and then you
Yeah.
stopped for a little while, but you didn't quit. And that's what's important, is that you didn't quit, because you're gonna be, I'm declaring it now, you're gonna be a major voice. To Be the Voice, you're gonna be the voice
Look,
in St. Louis, in
I
your
that.
city, New York City. People gonna know you across the globe. I'm claiming that today. All of y'all online be able, you better get on board, because she gonna be like it's not Mike Jones. I don't know his name, but he said back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Y'all gonna be singing Dee Dee. Y'all gonna be in her dust, seeing her. She gonna be gone, and you gonna be sitting on the sidelines like, dang, I remember when I
When,
didn't support her. I didn't. You better get on board and
right.
listen, share
Yeah.
with others. I'm gonna pump her if she don't share with others. She got Vosa's magazine. She is Be the Voice. Subscribe, like, follow, share, do all of that, because she does. She has a lot to say. I told her a lot to say. I told her today she's radiant. Her smile, everything about her just exudes happiness and encouragement. So I encourage you all to get on board with that and support my sister and send her some coins too. You can get stars or something. I don't know what you, but
yeah, I don't even know how to do that. I guess I'll figure that out sooner or
yeah,
later.
just support
Yeah.
because and she's gonna grow and get better and better and better with time. And I'm just amazed at what you're doing. And I'm proud of you. I can say that as your sister friend. I'm proud of you. And if nobody else is, I am. But I know you got a lot of people proud of you. But you just keep shining and doing what you do. And I'm be right there with you when you hit that wave and you're on the red carpet interviewing people. You got all the celebrities on. You know the people I like. So when you get them on, just call me and so I can be in the room.
Oh, well, I appreciate all of that, Dawn, and I receive all of it. Just excited to even do this and to bring on people like you, with Titus too, and your love for education, your love for kids and want to see them thrive. I think speaks volumes. So, yes, thank you, my sister friend, for being on here, having this girl talk, and I know people are going to get to laugh and just have chime in the comments. So. But again, Dawn, thank you so much for being on Be the Voice.
Absolutely.
And
we're going to have to do a part 2 too.
Yes, we're going to have to come.
We can talk about.
Yes, definitely. All right. Well, thank you, girl. And we will talk to you later. All right, you guys, thank you so much for always tuning in to Be the Voice podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. So this month, like I said, is Women's History Month. So we're going to have some more women come on who are doing great things in the community and who are just phenomenal women. So again, thank you so much for always supporting. And you can always find us on anywhere podcast is available and look for Be the Voice podcast. And you're going to look for me, your host, DeMarie, and I will talk to you all next week.